So here are the kind of the 5 reasons why mental states are not physical. And so he goes to say that property dualists argue that mental states are, in one sense, physical, since they possess 5 features that do not characterize physical states. 1, there is raw qualitative feel, what it is like to having a mental state, such as pain, a desire, or a thought. But there is no what it is like feel to having mass or negative charge or being an electron. You just have it. It just is. But
Right.
if you say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you in pain? Well, there you're having what is it like? Oh, it's an 8 on the scale. But having an electron, it's just you have it, and that's it. So that's the first one. So the what it is like
And
state.
I think so. This kind of what it's like, I think in the literature is sometimes called qualia. I think it's basically sensations is what he's getting at here. That's the first one.
The second one, at least many mental states have intentionality, offness, and aboutness directed towards an object. A sensation is of the lamp, a belief about London, a desire is for ice cream, but brain states, such as a group of neurons firing together, just happen by being caused by stimuli. They are not of or about anything, they just are. Right. So is this person thinking creatively? Well, we kind of know the area that we map the brain of the creative process. So, you may be able to kind of approximate if a person's lying by that part of the brain firing up. But that person could also be, imagining themselves back in a location. And so you can't say that with 100% certainty that these group of neurons are firing. You can just say they're firing, but you can't attribute anything about them because you're not in the person.
All right. All right. So those are the first 3. The qualitative feel, what it's like, is different from the physical types of descriptions and things. And then the notion of intentionality, right? The ofness or aboutness of thoughts, right? Our thoughts are about things, but neuron firings aren't about anything. They just happen,
Right.
kind of thing. Thirdly, then he says mental states are inner, private, and immediate to the subject having them. The conscious subject has a way of knowing his mental states through introspection that is not available to others. And he has a rational authority with respect to them. Right. So I know my mental states, and they're not available to other folks. He says none of this is true of physical objects. The brain or of any physical state of a physical object, certain firing patterns in the brain. He says these are not inner, except spatially, right inside my head, and they're not private. A brain surgeon could know, about my brain states, maybe even more than I do about my physical brain states, right? But mental states he couldn't really know of. And so he makes this distinction between brain states and mental states. One is physical, the other is, non-physical, mental, inner, private, immediate, subjective kinds of states. So that's the third one.
Right. So the smarty pants brain surgeon can know all the schooling that he could know, but he can't tell you what flavor of ice cream you're thinking about. So. All right, the fourth one says that mental states require a subjective ontology. That is, mental states are necessarily owned by the first person sentient subject who have them. There's no such thing as a thought without a thinker to have it. But physical states, like brain states, have no owner in this sense at all. And then the fifth one is that mental states fail to have crucial features like spatial extension, location, being a structure properly composed of parts, like the state of being a neuron. That characterize physical states, and in general, mental states cannot be described using physical language. One thoughts of lunch have no geometric properties at all, no size, shape, spatial location. You can think about where your lunch might be, but someone has moved it, and there's no physical nature for that thought of, oh, I left my lunch in the cooler. Oh, it's actually out on the table.
That's right. Yeah, and you can't put thoughts in a refrigerator and freeze them and all kinds of things because they don't have those types of, features, right?